Learn to be super successful. Subscribe to my channel, Meathead. Yeah, I explained it 3 times yesterday. You weren't listening, and I explained it twice to dipshit here, the bimbo, blonde. I said, okay, $11 million to each of the guys. Doesn't happen. It's not going to happen. I didn't even, it won't. It just won't. And more, I didn't even say it then because I asked you, has the bank agreed this? And you said you're talking to banks, right? No bank. Well, I'll jump off my tower without a rope if a bank approves that, the way you presented it to us. Yeah, but no, that's not the point. That's not the point. It's all those things accumulated. I mean, what's the right word? Aggregate, excuse me. The aggregate of all those things is, I've been doing this a long time, guys. I can smell. No, Mom, we're beating a dead horse. If he says the whole United States they can't compete, it's still no good. The whole fucking North America, it's still no good. The Western Hemisphere, is that in the Western Hemisphere or Eastern Hemisphere? Western Hemisphere, it's still no good. It's like your deal. You got sucked into your vortex. No, but I mean, you were about to put your dick in some girl that has AIDS. You were about. And she was telling you, you don't need a condom, okay? You were close. Yeah, okay. Okay, well, anyway, but you're really not kidding that much. But anyway, you're here to garner my 53 years experience, over 100,000 transactions. No, that's right. But so I'm telling you, I'm trying to save you. It's like when my the only 2 bits of advice my dad ever gave me, and the only 1 bit of advice my mother ever gave me. My mother said, "You go to bed with dogs, you get up with fleas." And she was referring to the quality of some of the young ladies that I may or may not have dated and therefore assumed I slept with. Because back in my day, 3 days, and if the bitch didn't fuck you, you threw it under the bus. Normally, 1 date, if they didn't fuck you, you threw them under the bus in the 60s. That was it. There was no flowers and all this horse shit, okay? So my mother gave me that bit of advice to save me. I still didn't listen to her. And I still remember I had a swollen hair follicle right near my testicles when my first year of college. It was a swollen hair follicle. It looked infected, so fuck. You know, I'm through. So I called my dad. Now just imagine. My dad and I had maybe 15, 20 words our whole lives. He never told me he loved me or I loved him. So I said, "Dad, I got a problem." "Yeah." And I explained to him. He says, "Okay, get on a plane, fly down here." And at that time, it cost $13.50 to fly from San Francisco to Los Angeles on PSA Airlines. Okay? So he picks me up at the airport. He drives me straight to a dick doctor that used to take care of cops that got gonorrhea and shit like that. And we're there, and the doctor comes out after about 20 minutes. He leaves me in the office, and I hear him laughing outside. Now, this ain't a laughing matter to me. I mean, you know. And so he comes back in and with my father. And I go, "Oh, fuck. Why is he bringing my father back in?" And he says, "You've got an infected hair follicle." I didn't know what that meant. And I said, "Well, what does that mean?" "It should clear up with this." He gave me some antibiotics or some shit. "It should clear up in, a week, 10 days. And so then before I could even ask the question, "Well, this is not right now. Wait till it clears up." Okay. I'm giving you the benefit of my experience. Now, 4 or 5 of you in here went out and I told you what was going to happen, and that happened. Right? Yes. Why? Because I have been where you were going to be, and I knew that you couldn't do it. Family, office, all this, but I told you. They listened a little and they didn't listen because maybe they're the 1 in a billion that it's going to work out. I'm just telling you, based on my experience, irrespective of what you've done, you almost made a mistake. You came to the seminar, but just imagine if you hadn't come to the seminar. Just imagine if you wanted to spend time with your family over the holidays, or whatever the reason. It doesn't make a shit what the reason is, right? But you dodged that bullet. You're right, I'm not going to be there every time. But that's why you have a fucking chairman. But most of your chairmen are cunts, including yours. You would know a good chairman who would bit you in your tit. You're deluding yourself. But still, some people make it. I'm just telling you, based on my experience, that's not a deal that I would do. You know how you read my social media? Don't listen to me at your own peril. Don't listen to me at your own peril. I know he's going to do it anyway. And I told him, if you do it, don't talk to me. I know it's going to fail. And he's just the kind of guy that's going to put on Reddit, QLA didn't work. Not because I did what Mr. Peña told me not to do. He'll leave that part out. And you're not going to tell the story, I saved you from AIDS. You're not going to tell that story. Well, okay. Okay, well, okay. You paid for my advice. That's why I get paid 10,000 pounds an hour. And when people want to hire me for an hour, I said, you're better off. Go borrow, or I even say steal, I shouldn't say that. Go borrow, steal, or beg for the rest of the money, come to the seminar. Because an hour isn't enough. People still pay me.
If I came across an electrical company that fit my portfolio of $19 million and they accepted it 2.5 times over,
You'd be on it like sink on shit. Oh, God bless you. Go do it then.
that's what you taught us in the first seminar.
No. Well, this is the second seminar. That's why you come here.
60-40.
Yeah, well, it's all the other adjunct things. God damn it. Are you thick? Okay, well, I just told you one of them I wouldn't pay, contrary to what you think, I wouldn't pay each guy $11 million. Huh?
In your institute, can you tell us exactly how do you...
I'm not going to tell you how to structure it. When I'm around at your group, ask me the same question. And he worked his little 1 inch or 1 centimeter penis hard on this deal. I know, I can tell. He doesn't want to let loose. And that's how you get fucked. Because there's always another one around the corner. There is. Gee, thanks. I really feel good about that now, you moron. You sound like the Chinese sovereign fund. When I went in and told them, now this thing, they made 16,000 investments and invested over $1 billion. When they seeked my help. Seek, is that the right word? Seek my help. And we spent 3 weeks trying to get information out of them, and finally. And how many exits have you had? 3. What was the ROI on the exits? 0. And my NDAs are expired long, long ago. And people have written about this, so I'm not telling any secrets. So why did you liquidate them? He says, we needed to be able to pay the overhead here. So they had 15,997 investments. They produced nada. And they bring me in. How do we turn it around? Same, they wouldn't let loose. And they were prepared to justify all 15,997 investments, just like you're doing now. Some of them had, allegedly, 30 million EBITDA. And when they bought it, they had no EBITDA. Well, but it's in China, it's there. Okay. And it's like the 18 power plants that they wanted to sell me. And my young son says, MBA, brand new MBA, says, Dad, it's 18 hours by car to the closest power plant. By car, I can have a helicopter here in the morning, 5 in the morning we can go. When we met at the offices, not one fucking Chinaman was there. Not one lawyer was there. Not one accountant was there. because there were no power plants. And so my young MBA son, well, he felt like he was a big weightlifter back then. He felt powerful because we went out and there was nothing. It was an old power plant from before World War I, not II. It was all dilapidated, beat to shit. And foreign governments are still legging over, that means pissing on or fucking, young investment banks. About 10, 12 years ago, a company went public on the London Stock Exchange from China. It had a big CFO, et cetera, and they're supposed to report earnings every 6 months. The earnings are 1 month late, 2 months late, 3 months late, 12 months late, 15 months late. And then they finally, JP Morgan et al., finally sent some lads over there, senior guys. And when they opened up the big buildings, empty. Now, I'm not saying these are empty, but if there's even a sniff that I don't like, I pass. Because you're never going to get hurt by not making an investment. Never. Whereas most of the investments, not just in money, but in time and credibility with your board, you only have one time to make a first impression, actually two, when they look at you, and then when you open your mouth, and then the third time is really your first deal. And I'm here to tell you the odds are that deal isn't exactly what he thinks, especially since he only has about 2/3 of the information because the broker hasn't given it to you. I can't even believe he presented it. Now that we're talking about it. But you had to present something, didn't you, Chubby? Had to do it.
I agree with all that. The information hasn't been provided.
It hasn't.
Been great. That's the answer. But okay, great.
And the information that has been provided to me, based on my experience, whether it's Tampa or Beijing, is
lack of information or slow flow.
no. Well, slow flow. Occasionally, they can make excuses for it. Okay. China, everybody has 3 sets of books. A set of books for the family or the major shareholders, a set of books that they show the banks, and a set of books that they show the government. And if you got less than 10, and there's several cutoffs that the government leaves you alone. If you got less than 10 million in revenue, but not, they leave you alone. And there's a different set of due diligence if you got close to 100 million in revenue. Now, I've been on all these roads, and I've been to Bangladesh. You know, this isn't a Bangladesh deal. And I've been to, India. And I mean, guys, don't listen. I don't give a fuck if you don't listen to me. I really don't. And when he does the deal, he's not going to write me and tell me that it was all fucked up. And I pulled an email just for you. Just for you. Okay, that's enough.